What do we got here?
I don't know, maybe rocks of some sort. But you can tell they have some electrical power from their strange design.
Well, Starfleet is nearby the Ada planet, so call them up. Maybe they can get the Enterprise to help us figure out what these strange objects are. Hello and welcome to Jackson Salpas presents classic gameplay. And do I got a treat for you today. Today we are gonna play the 3 popularest Star Trek games. Star Trek for NES, which is a great game. Star Trek The Next Generation for Super Nintendo. Last but not least, Star Trek Deep Space Nine Crossroads of Time for Sega Genesis. So, let's talk. First, let's talk about Star Trek for NES. So, this is an interesting game. You're sent to do missions, so that's pretty cool. And it's a walkthrough game. Well, kinda. It's a game which is hard to explain, and I'm very sorry I can't explain it, but I'll show you what it is. One second. Well, it's a game like this. You read stuff, and the guy's telling you what to do, and you walk. You kill stuff. And the game's layout is like this. That's what I wanted to show you. Now let's get back to talking to you about the game. So that was the game. Pretty cool. And it's as simple as that. You read stuff, missions and stuff, and you go do those missions. And you also kill some stuff, but be careful what you kill, because that could kill you. And then you also need a crew, so that's pretty cool. Let's get to the other game. Star Trek The Next Generation for Super Nintendo. This is not my favorite of the Star Trek games. It's actually my least favorite. It's pretty weird. You read a lot in it, and you go to the little projector thing, and by that I forgot what it's called, but it's a TV thing, and that's where the people appear, and you listen to what they have to say, and then you go to another planet and listen to what that person has to say. I've never really gotten far in this game because it's such a weird game. Not really a fun game either for me, but I'm sure other people like it. But let's get to the other Star Trek game. Star Trek Deep Space Nine Crossroads of Time for Sega Genesis. Alrighty. So, this is a simple walk-through game, side-scroll. And it is a fun game. It's actually my favorite out of the Star Trek games. So yeah, nice side-scroll. You kill stuff, you do missions. It's a fun game. And, yep. Alrighty, we're done talking about the 3 Star Trek games. So let's get to playing the 3 Star Trek games. Oh, and you guys probably want a quote to start playing the games. But I'll think of one real quick. Scotty, beam me up to the game holodeck. Damn, that was a bad quote. Not even a quote. Sorry. But let's play the game. Alrighty. Time to play the first game on our list, which is Star Trek for NES. It's actually Star Trek, the original series, a video game, but that's not the official title. It's actually Star Trek. It's actually only Star Trek. It's pretty cool, but let's play the game. Alrighty. First, the start screen. Start. So the game's pretty simple. You get a mission, and you do that mission. But like almost every Star Trek game, there is a lot of reading in it. But it's not a lot of reading, though. I actually take that back. There is lots of paragraphs of reading. But it goes by kind of quick if you press A bunch of times. But I don't suggest doing that because it's just not a smart idea. But when it all comes down to it, it's a fun game. Alrighty, let's play the game. Alrighty, so you're transported to this like grass field thing, and it has a pretty cool layout. Yeah, pretty nice layout. Very colorful. Kind of reminds me of Legend of Zelda, the first one for NES, but this game's not quite as good, to be all honest. But it's still a good game. So I guess I should tell you the point of the game. You get missions to do stuff, and then you do those missions. Along with doing those missions, you also fight some stuff, but not as many stuff as a person in another game would do. But it's a fun game. And I know you did not get to see Spock or Kirk say the mission, but the mission actually was to find a human civilization, and that's what I did. And now I'm going to have to go talk to these people, which is pretty boring, but it's fun at the same time because after that you get to go on another mission, and that's just plain on fun. And yeah, it's a fun game, and I recommend it to Star Trek fans, and I recommend it to non-beginner fans. And since the game is kind of tricky, but I will recommend it to okay gamers. And if you're looking for something like Mario, this is not your game. But if you're looking for a slower, more reading game, but still has lots of fun in it, this is your game. So, that's it. Alright, next game. Alrighty, time to play the second game on our list. Star Trek, The Next Generation for Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo. Good system right there. Alrighty, let's play. Alright, so this is part of the game's actually after the credits. And by credits, I mean the start screen. But you haven't missed anything. You've only missed the start screen. But this is the first image of the game, and let me show you some more images of the game. Alrighty. So here's the briefing room. Sensors, computers, engineering, transporter room, then communications. Yep. And now to get to the point of the game. The point of the game is to read the missions, or read what these people have to say. Then you have to go to this little, don't know what it would be called, but destination, something. It's destination. Don't know what to call it, but you press the first one, matters what level you're on, and you read what these people have to say about their game, or about what they have to say. But I'm not a big fan of this game, to be all honest, because first you can easily mess up on it and not transport. Like here, there's no suitable set within the transport range. Suggest we return to the bridge. It'll do that lots of times, because you go to the bridge and it'll mess you up. You'll be pressing a button and it'll make a picture pop up on the screen and you can't go to that planet. And that's why this is one of the most unpopular Star Trek games, because it's hard to deal with and it's hard to play. But what I know of it, after you get transported, you can play the game. But good luck being transported. But I'll tell you, since I can't actually show you, I'll tell you about it. When you get transported, you get to play the game, and they give a mission and you do the mission, your character. I believe it's side scroll. So that's what I have to say about the game. Not one of my favorite games, one of my least favorite games on Super Nintendo. But I recommend it if you can deal with it and do not have a stressful mind. And just put it out there, this is nothing like the other two Star Trek games, except for the reading part and the design of it. But I also suggest this to Star Trek fans, because they do have lots of stuff from Star Trek in it, like the characters and the planets. So, yeah. Next game. Okay, next. Alrighty, we're gonna play Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Crossroads of Time on Sega Genesis. Alrighty, let's play. Alright, first, there's the simple start screen. Looks pretty nice. I think it looks pretty nice. Start screen. Alright, let's start the game. Alright, first some words come up, but they're not important to the story. But the gameplay is what's important. As you can see, this is a simple side scroll, so that's all good. You basically get little missions, and you have to do those little missions. And there is a lot of reading in it, but there are just small paragraphs, and I recommend you read them because they're important. So right now I have to talk to this dude, and now I have to do something else. Maybe it's this door I go through. So something cool about this game is I think it's the funnest of the 3 Star Trek games that you've seen in this video. But I also think that it mixes playing the game and making the game smart and interesting because of the reading and how it's different from side-scroll game, but still is one. I think that's pretty cool, and that's one of the things that makes the game pretty cool. But let's play the game. So, this is the game. Little things pop up. You do those things, and you fight a little in the game, and it's a fun game, and I recommend it to anyone that wants a smart game, a cool side scroll that's different from most side scroll. I recommend it to a Star Trek fan too, because it has a bunch of cool Star Trek stuff in it. Like, they have the Kardashians in it, which is pretty cool. Everybody loves Kardashians. Not Kim Kardashian. Kardashians, not Kardashians. Damn, my words are confused. I'm sorry, but they have Kardashians in it, and that makes the game pretty cool. They also have different other alien species, so that's cool. That's why I recommend it to Star Trek people. I recommend it to a okay gamer. I don't recommend it to a first-time gamer, but I do recommend it to a okay gamer. So, yeah, that's the game. It's a fun game. Yep. So, that's it. Alrighty, those were the 3 Star Trek games. I played them and I reviewed them. And of course I'm not the best at playing Star Trek games, but at least I got the point through that they're good games. And of course one is not as that good to me. And by that one I mean Star Trek The Next Generation for Super Nintendo. I just am not a big fan of that game. But I love Star Trek for NES, and I recommend it. I love Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Crossroads of Time for Sega, and I recommend that one. That's the funnest of the 3. And if, like I said, if you can deal with the stress that comes with Star Trek The Next Generation for Super Nintendo, I recommend it if that's your type of game. But if it's not, I don't recommend it. But yeah, those were the games, and I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you subscribe. Bye.